And testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everything looks good. Let me transition my audio to headphones. Make sure. Okay. Okay, let's turn on my controller. Hopefully the controller works well today. Let's turn on the extra program to run it. The program I'm using to run the controller is Joy2Key. And once the game goes live, there will be controller support, however. Okay, let's see. Just doing a few things. This is really a pop-up live stream. I hadn't really expected to do this, but Haggy had came on later last night in Discord and posted that he was going to do an event today at noon to get people playing and show it and get it out there on the social media and everything. So let's go ahead and I'm trying to get this link over onto Twitch, or not Twitch, but X. And also Discord. If you're joining me now, I'm just getting everything set up. This is just a pop-up live stream. Play Moon Karts with a bunch of people that are in on the primary testing, the alpha testing, if it were. This is probably not considered alpha testing since we're so close to release, but go over here and promote it on X. Okay, let's see here. Okay, get the Discord up here. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to do some live streaming of the new game Moon Karts, which is getting ready to come out. Just getting everything ready here. Matt Aggie had put this together last night, so it's kind of a pop-up live stream going on now. So I think there are a few other YouTubers doing this as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the game. and get in on some racing. I've done some videos on the UI and everything thus far, and it's coming along. It looks pretty basic, but it looks like it'll do the job, and it looks, for what it is, it looks pretty good. Um, let's go ahead and jump into some multiplayer races. You can see the car as it's set up. Um, Everything will be going really fast in these races because during this primary testing, everybody's using the highest level cards, legendary cards, as it were. So I had to jump in. If you come in, and obviously when you start the game off, you're going to be starting with commons and rares, depending upon how the store goes and what you get in packs and everything like that. But this will be relatively fast races. So we're going to go ahead and try to set up a race here. Put it to 4 players. Let's go 6 players. See if we can fill a 6-player match. See how long this will take. There should be. Hey, Sergi, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. We're taking a look at Moon Karts and see how it's going right now. Like I said, Aggie put this together later last night and advertised it on Twitch, so I wanted to go ahead and see if I could get some racing going on. If we can get some people to join the races. Let me plug this in Discord and see if I can get some people to join. So thanks for joining me. This is a pop-up. Uh, just putting a little advertisement out there, see if anybody. Yeah, Aggie's pinging back and forth in Discord. Okay, let's see here. We're trying to get into a game. The problem here is we just have a small amount of people, and we're trying to align and get a game going. So, and I'm just going back and forth in Discord trying to get. Let's go ahead. Okay, so we're in a 4-player match now. We've got 4 players. We need 2 more, and then we'll be good to go. And hopefully my controller decides to work this time. If you just joined me, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, this is just a pop-up. Aggie put together this little event to try to get, uh, give everybody a look at how Moon Karts is going and what it's looking like. So, but we do need still like a couple more players. See how it's going. Overall, I like how everything's going with Moon Karts. I'm not primarily a kart racer fan, as it were. I do like racing games such as Forza um, and older Need for Speeds and stuff like that. I like that kind of game, but I jumped on because I like the idea of the overall platform, and I like the idea of how they will be able to onboard other Web 2 games in the future and get them on board and turn them into Web 3 games. So that's why I'm jumping here and look at this, as well as I'm invested in Splinterlands as well. So this interests me. So, okay, let's go ahead and go. I'm ready. cross my fingers that the third-party program with the joystick actually works. I'm using an old Microsoft 360. And right off the bat, I'm using a boost, which I have mapped to one of the buttons, and trying not to hit. Some of these guys are a lot better than I am. Of course, there's at least one of these guys that's on the dev team. So you can see the coins that I'm picking up, and somebody's obviously shooting me from behind. Using a boost. I only have two things mapped to buttons right now. Boost. I don't know. I guess I can't see exactly who's hitting me. Let's use a boost. Oh, that's wrong. I boosted right into a corner. That's terrible. At least I didn't crash. And I finished third. So not terrible. Let's go ahead and claim. I think you only get your claims if you win, though. So, okay, that was one race. Let's go ahead and just jump back in because it's going to take. Let's go ahead and push this up to 6. And I'm looking over at my mic just to make sure, checking my mic qualities just to make sure that.
Sometimes when I'm going live stream and I'm using headphones, it defaults to my headphone mic, which is not as good as my main mic. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can find another match. Okay, so Sudion and Sergi, welcome to the live stream. So what game would you love to see in Arcade Colony? That's a good question. You know, I'm an old MMO. I like MMORPGs, and I like dungeon crawlers, and I like ARPGs like Diablo and some of the other newer games come out. So I'm really looking at that kind of game. I like strategy as well. StarCraft, that kind of thing would be interesting. So those are the types of games that I'm looking forward to. These type of games are nice. I just like to see the potential of things going forward, right? So, and I was discussing this with Dwayne on his live stream Friday night, and I guess the overall point I'd like to make is that everything is far in the Web3 atmosphere. Atmosphere isn't the right word for it, but in the Web3 game has been coming along by leaps and bounds just over the last year and a half, right? We've got some basic games out there, a lot of basic Web3 games, but the graphics are getting better. Everything's getting better, and we're going to get to the point. I fully believe that Web3 is the next, it's the future of gaming. So I fully believe that eventually I might not see it. I might be gone, right? But my daughter might see where all games are Web3 oriented. I fully believe that. So, and you know, another guy that I subscribe to, KGMJM, says that I like his point is once you start playing Web3 games, it's very hard to go back to a traditional game. Now, I still play other games like World of Warships and some other things, um, but it's all the time I'm sitting there playing him. I'm like, I wish this was Web3 so I could be earning on it, right? So, okay, it looks like we need one more person for this race. Am I sounding okay? I'm worried because I I did that live stream on Friday night, and my mic sounded like I was talking through my headphone mic, and it sounded like I was talking in a tin can. Okay, we need one more. And we'll get this race going. Yeah, this was just kind of a pop-up live stream. If you're just now joining me, thanks for dropping by. Taking a look at Moon Karts. Aggie arranged this yesterday later on Discord, so I figured I'd jump in here and just do a few races. I'll be glad when they have the in-game support for the controller, because I don't a racing game with keyboard is terrible. Let's just say that. I did find it interesting. Okay, we got after sound, so that means we're on 2 streams at once. So yeah, I found it interesting that this week one of the developers had posted that they showed playing this game live on a handheld, and the handheld was one of the Windows-based handhelds, a gaming rig, but it was pretty cool. It's one. I forget which company makes it, but it was okay. Let's get ready and race here. All right, somebody socked me right in the butt. Okay, let's go. I got to get a. Oh, I boosted at the wrong time. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Pick up some coins. Remember that to get your coins, you have to actually win the match. And I always, yeah, and somebody shot me from behind. I always come off that jump and hit that building right at that one time there. So, trying to cut the corner too. So I can foresee that you may be able to win in this game, but it's going to be very hard to get any, take any coins away from it. If you have to actually win there, same thing. Keep hitting that corner. If you have to actually win to take any coins, which I can see is, it's a balancing decision, right? You don't want people to take too much out of each game, right? Otherwise, there'll be potential for abuse of the platform. See, I won, but I don't think I have any coins from that. So let's go ahead and do a claim. Okay. Let's look up at my total coins. See, up here at the total coins, I won that match, but I had been shot so many times that I didn't take any coins out of the match. So I can foresee that it's going to be very hard to win any coins in these games. Even if you win the race, it'll be hard to take any coins away. So I want a pack from that. And Aggie is keeping track of that. So let's go ahead and find another match. No, I don't want 2 players. Let's leave. You have to select 6 players just to get a large race. Okay, I can foresee me playing this game. I can foresee me jumping in just for a few matches now and again. And if it takes off, I could definitely see myself investing in the infrastructure and getting the airdrop and everything. I already have my coins in place for to get on the airdrop and also get to the match. I'm not a big spender. I'm not a whale, but I do have my coins to at least get the match. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, I could see myself. I couldn't see myself sitting in here and playing this every day, but I could see myself jumping on once in a while, playing for 2 or 3 matches, get a few races in. I could see that, and we talk about this a lot on my channel. Is I think that since this is a brand new game, it's a good basis. You can't go into a game and a game's just launching and expect it to be perfect. And I mean, we're in a different development style these days. Okay, so it used to be what was referred to as waterfall method. You develop a game or a program, whatever you're working on, and you release it after it's complete, it's tested to the nines, and it's very few bugs in it, right? So today, most houses work under what's called agile. And I know you didn't tune in for a discussion on development. I'm not a developer. I just work with a bunch of developers. I'm IT and system admin. But these things launch. And obviously, there's a lot more to it whenever you're talking about Web3, right? So because the game's half of it, and the other half is the Web3 component, right? So there's a lot more. You have to have experts that know what they're doing on the Web3 side, as well as the people that are actually programming on the gaming side. So let's just say I consider it a good basis to go forward and build upon it. We talk about Splinterlands, we talk about multiple other games that have been out for years. Just think about going back to when that game originally came out, because you can't really sit here and compare it to a game that's getting ready to launch. You can't really compare it to a game that's been out for 5 years or 3 or 4 years even, that's had a lot of development under its belt. Okay, it looks like we need one more contestant. So thanks for dropping by. Yeah, this is more of a pop-up live stream just to take a look at the status of Moon Karts. If you're not aware, take a look at a few of my other videos I've posted, and I've kind of went over the details. I have not done a deep dive on the white paper. I believe that Aftersound did a deep dive on the white paper, so you might reference his channel for that. I do want to do one going forward. And especially focused on the Arcade Colony platform, that is. So that's what I do like Moon Karts, but I'm really interested in the Arcade Colony platform. So, yeah. So it should be cool. And if we can get a Plants vs. Zombies game on the platform, then we can get my wife aboard. She's a fiend for that game. I wouldn't mind a naval type game. Like I said, I do mention that one of the standard games I play is World of Warships. Yeah, on the other, I guess people are ditching out, trying to get the. Let's just say that the client that does the matchmaking is not exactly bug free. Okay. Sudion says, I think D3 real money auction was a glimpse of what is possible. Yeah, I think that's something that we were all looking forward to, and I'm not going to be an expert on it, but I know that they took it away pretty quickly due to more than likely people maneuvering the market or abusing it or something or other. I do know that leading up to D3, that was a big marketing thing, right? We remember that. And then it didn't, I don't think it lasted a month after the game came out. So I was a heavy player of D3, and I'm playing D4 currently. However, yeah, I don't know. D4 just hasn't grabbed me like D3 has, and I'm not trying to jump on the bandwagon of abusing D4, but it just hasn't. It doesn't have that X factor, I guess, for me. I'm still playing it, but it hasn't grabbed me yet. So, but yeah, you're right. I've said this in, I don't know if I need to dump out of here and try a new one. Um, but what was I saying? Yeah, one of my major points on my videos on this has the evolution of Web3 and how it's coming. Um, is that we just need one major house, one major gaming house to jump on board with Web3 and get all the kinks ironed out. Um, and and I think it would take off. I really think it would take off. We'd cross those barriers, several barriers. I think the major barrier is making it easier to onboard people onto a Web3 game, and the other major barrier is, I think, making it, linking up here with this Moon Karts idea, is that they're going to be this game is going to be available on mobile. I think that's another major thing that games need to do, because the mobile market worldwide is huge compared to the. I'm a PC gamer, and I won't be playing this on mobile. I might try it out and do a review on it, right? But I'm a PC gamer at heart. But I do recognize that mobile gaming is, I don't even want to say the future, it's now. There are so many more mobile gamers worldwide than there are PC or even console gamers. Just think about how many people have a phone or a tablet in their hand. And I really think that if you're coming out with a Web3 game right now, you need to have mobile support. You need to have a mobile client with all the bugs ironed out of it, or at least user friendly and ready to go before you launch. That's my opinion. Yeah, I don't know why we're not able to fill this client, matchmaking client, that is. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. I'm in. If you're not in it, go ahead and jump into Arcade Colony Discord. That is, and we're just trying to get some people in here and get the matches going here. So. Actually, and this, after it goes live, this probably will not be an issue, because you'll have a multitude of more people that are playing the game, and you'll be able to matchmake pretty quickly. But right now, there's just a small subset of people that are testing the game. Really, majorly pinpointed at, like, people that are showing it on YouTube and live streams just to get the word out there. So. Well, I guess I'm going to ditch out and try to get another one. Okay. I guess that's what you need to do. Hey, Jason. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for jumping on. I know this is last minute, but it sort of was pop-up from Aggie. And somebody bailed out. Jason says, it would be good if they had extra options like 3+ or 4, where it triggers after a certain time has passed. If there's, yeah, I agree. Certain other games like this will do that. Like, say, for instance, you've got a 6-person lobby open, and then it gets to 3 or 4, and then it goes like a minute or 2. Then it would start the game. This is a different race course. They said they're going to go live with 3 race courses. I don't think there are a lot of straightaways on this one. You got to be careful where you punch your turbo boost. Otherwise, you'll be boosting into a corner. And even though I've got this controller working, I don't think it's the best, it's not the most accurate. And you also have to think about moving around and not just taking the best racing line. Oh, see, trying to, that is an impulse that I let off, and it's, I guess it, if somebody's really close to you, it'll hit them. But I guess my main point is you got to try to not exactly take the best racing line, because you're also trying to avoid if people are shooting at you rather. And I got hit again. I'm just trying to get one coin and win, so I can prove that the system works, that you can get a coin. There's no real good straightaways on this map to where you can punch it. There, I put a turbo boost. That wasn't too bad. Hit the wall. And it showed right at the flash, it showed Weirdbeard won, but then he went off and it showed that I won. It's kind of weird. I don't know what happened there. But I guess I took the win. I don't know what happened there, though. Okay. So, I mean, it's going well. I think that they need to bring more courses. I think they need to have more than 3 courses. That's definitely for sure. And I'll be interested to jump in and try, once it goes live, try the lower qualities, rarities, the lower rarities of cards. Because right now we're just using the highest end stuff. And I'm just doing that because if you don't, then you're not going to be competitive. Now, I'll be interested in knowing, because from what I've seen, if you try to drive a rare cart in a race and there's a person with a legendary cart, unless they're totally a bad driver, they're going to win you. They're going to lap you. That's how much faster these carts are. So I haven't heard, but I would think that these races would have to be regulated by what rarity carts you're driving, at least, because the drivers also go in and provide boosts, and the various things you put on your cart provide boosts and provide different things for you. Just basically saying, I don't think you can have a legendary setup in a same race with people that are driving commons and rares. Otherwise, you're going to seriously be lapping them. And then that would lead to people just not having fun. Obviously, you want to have value for those people investing in and collecting the rare cars, but there's got to be some way to separate those, I think. So let's go ahead. That's 2 races won. Go ahead and jump in here. We're looking for one more person, and there we go. If you're just now joining me, thanks for dropping by this pop-up live stream. Popping up because Aggie wanted to get some Moon Karts action going on here. And I'm ready, so we're just waiting on Cosmic McGee. Okay, let's try everybody. See if we can get this 3rd track. Maybe they're going to... He punched it right off the bat. Oh, and I punched it right into the corner. Somebody keeps shooting me. Okay. Punched a boost. I think that's about the only place on this map you can punch that boost successfully. There's too many turns. But that's good. I can see there's different ways you can set up your cart, and obviously this would lead towards a cart that is got better handling. I'm currently in third. And I boosted just as somebody hit me with a missile. I don't believe, even though I've won 2 matches, I don't believe that I've been successful in taking any coins away. Because, like I said a little while ago, I think it's going to be very difficult to win this race and get away with some coins. Um, colony tokens, I believe they would be, which are going to be. That's another of the interesting points. I need to punch it. I got past him. Came in third. Oh, that was Cosmic Piggy, not Cosmic McGee. Okay. Well, back to what I was saying is I think one of the other talking points I like, or one of the points about the arcade colony, is that the one token, now there's going to be a large amount of it over a 20-year period, but it's going to be able to be used across all the games, right? The colony token. So as games are onboarded on Arcade Colony, then they will use that token. So it will develop an atmosphere much like what Hive is, like we like it today, or I like Hive because I'm playing multiple games on Hive, and I can, due to Hive Engine, I can go back and forth. And hey, I need a pack over here. I can transfer some, tokens and sell them and trade them, and then go back and forth. Well, on Arcade Colony, the platform is going to be self-sufficient isn't the right term, but you're going to have one token that's going to be used across multiple games, and you won't have to do any, trading back and forth, any jumping through hoops. You'll just have this one allotment of coins, and if you want to play this game, you can buy a pack over here, so on and so forth. So yeah. Well, I do not have more than, I only have two buttons mapped on my controller. So let's see here. So I think I have pretty much the best. So you have a body enhancement slot, a turbocharger slot, and an engine enhancement slot, and a tire upgrade slot. And the amount of races you will, the way they're going to limit how much you can race in this game is the fuel. Okay. And it has a countdown timer, like a lot of other games where, you can play a certain amount of times per day. And then, as time goes along, it counts up, adds up more of your fuel, and then you can play again. So, yeah. So I'm still at 0 tokens. And this isn't a live version, and it's not connected with the blockchain yet, which they said will happen by the time it goes live at the end of February. Um, but my main point was I was trying to win and at least get one token, just to kind of demonstrate it's doable. But at this point, it's pretty hard. Let's go ahead and find. No, I don't want 4. I keep going with that default. Oh, it has a max lap. Let's go back. Let's go to multiplayer. Uh, Why did it do 4? I pressed 6. Yeah. The matchmaking client definitely needs a little bit of work. Either that or I'm just not understanding how it's working. So if you're just now joining me, thanks for dropping by this impromptu live stream. I believe After Stan is here. I believe he's live streaming at the same time as well. This was something that was put out by Aggie last night, and I figured I would jump on and feature a few races, see how everything's going, demonstrate it, talk about it a little bit. So if you have any talking points, any questions, or anything you'd like to say about Arcade Colony or specifically Moon Karts, go ahead and throw them in the chat and I'll try to answer. I have not taken, like I said, I have not taken a deep dive into the white paper. I know Aftersound did a video on that. I do want to take a look at it, and I do want to take a look at the white paper and specifically as far as the platform goes. So I'm going back and forth in the Arcade Colony Discord. If you haven't joined that and you're interested in Arcade Colony or Moon Karts, go ahead and jump in and join the channel. Yeah, we need one more person. I posted in Discord. I was kind of interested in figuring out. Well, let me see. I was interested in what Aggie was up to since the changeover in how the company was working, the Splinterlands company was working, and we hadn't heard from him in a while. And then he dropped this information a little while ago, so it was very very interesting to me, and I was excited about it. That his part of, which I've always talked about since they formed that under GLS, for GLS, that part of the company always excited me as a, I guess excited is the wrong word, but it seemed to me to have, not that I'm against Splinterlands, I love Splinterlands, got a lot invested in it, but it's that part of the company seems to have more upside potential than just Splinterlands, because we're talking about multiple games here on a platform, right? So, and seriously, really, you know how, as well as I do, all it takes is one game to really take off and hit it big, and bam, everybody's on the platform, everybody's come over for that one game, and then they start playing the other games and invested in the platform and infrastructure, and things take off. So, okay, it looks like we're still waiting for another person. I don't know how long this live stream is going to go, but I'd like to get a few more races under my belt. I do see that since I originally started playing this game, I guess the beginning of this week, a week ago or something like that, they are steadily ironing out bugs, because I can see some bugs that have been ironed out so far. So looks like they're working down to the wire to get things ironed out for the end of the month going live. So see, for instance, I pressed the 6-man or 6-person lobby, and it's only displaying 5. And obviously we're still waiting for another player, but it's not displaying that blank spot, and we're still waiting for a player. So it looks like they still have a few little things going on with the lobby system when you're trying to join a race to iron that out. Yeah. Well, let's dump out and let's try it again. Okay, looks like iProto is racing now. So we got iProto and Aftersound in a game. Once again, same thing, still looking for that extra slot, but it's not displaying. I'm going to do a screenshot of this and post it into Discord. So obviously there should be an extra blank slot there waiting for the sixth person, which we are, but I'm interested in seeing. Maybe it's because I just haven't read the white paper, but I'm interested in finding out about the leveling up of each of the cards, because there's a card combination mechanic for each of the major types of cards. You know, like your racer, your driver, your cart, and your wheel enhancement, engine enhancements, and stuff like that. I'm interested in seeing how the card combination mechanics works, because lately in a few different games they've taken a little bit different takes on the card combinations, and not just your standard hey combine multiple copies to get the next level, right? Some games have burn mechanics involved with it, so well, that will be interesting. And it looks like we're not getting a sixth person. Yeah, this is just one of the things that happens when you're testing with a small group and there are still bugs involved. But if you're joining me now, thanks for dropping by. We're currently looking at Moon Karts, and I guess you would say it's not really an alpha because they're getting ready to go live at the end of February. So this would be the final beta phase. There are um, still some kinks to work out, like this. We're trying to join the multiplayer, and the matchmaking seems to have some issues with it. So we're trying to get some more people in here, drum up a little bit of business. See, they happen to be using that other driver. I'm going to have to look at her, see if she's better than what I got. I thought I chose one of the better ones. I think they have, I guess, they have the legendary ones, which is what I'm using. Maybe they just have a male and female version representation of both legendaries. Um, and I believe that one that MetaMick is using is a rare. So um, really in these races, if you're not using legendary, you're handicapping yourself. But it'll be interesting, like I had said earlier, when the races go live. Obviously, you're going to start out with, unless you get lucky and you get a legendary right out of a pack. It's going to be a little bit easier to control than what you're looking at, what I'm racing, because I'm racing the fastest, the fastest you could possibly go, which makes it a little bit harder um, to control. And it looks like Captain Dingus in chat is reporting lag and choppy play. But when you see that in matches on any online game, it's hard to say whether it's the actual client. In a lot of cases, in a lot of cases it's networking, right? It's due to your network connection, and there's so many different hops between you and the gaming servers, wherever they're hosted, whether they're on AWS or whatever, that there's so many variables there that a lot of times the lag and chop is due to your networking connection. But with that said, earlier this last week, I did notice a little bit of choppiness, and I wasn't sure about that. I am on a gig connection myself, and so I know I have a solid connection. But there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of hops in between me and the actual servers that are hosting this. So who knows? I'm not a network. I know enough to be dangerous, but I'm not an expert. So. So Aggie is in this one, so I'm not going to dump out. And it looks like 7 minutes less. So Aggie's going to cut it off on the hour. So at 1 o'clock, I'm on Eastern. So at 1 o'clock Eastern, in 7 minutes, they're going to cut it off. As far as the this special event he's hosting. Looks like one of the guys on the team said the game is hosted on one server for now in the central U.S. I would imagine that when it goes live, you're going to have something different than that. I would think you're going to have something on the East Coast. You're going to have something on the West Coast, and depending upon the popularity, if you're getting a lot of traction in Europe or Asia, then you would have to have something represented over there, whether it's on AWS or whatever. Just trying to post in chat and get a few more people over here. Somebody reporting, MetaMick is reporting he's playing from London, and it's not that bad as far as choppiness and lag. But I could see if the server is hosted in the central U.S. that if you're playing from, say, India or somewhere else in Asia, and that it could get the lag time. I've encountered, we have devs, a large dev team in India, and a lot of times if we're hosting, depending upon how they're connected here in the US, they can see significant lag time. So hopefully they got some networking people looking into that, because you want a good solid connection. But that's easier these days, when you talk about AWS and hosting on Microsoft and other platforms in the cloud. You can pick where you want to put your servers, and obviously something needs to be said about keeping your prices down, because once you go into the cloud, it's very expensive to keep things going. But if you're popular in one area of the world, you can switch your servers over to be dedicated, switch a server over to be dedicated, so that better connections. Okay. I'm hoping to get this last match in before the top of the hour. But thanks everybody for hopping on and joining. Last minute notice. I usually like to plan things out. If anybody's interested, hopefully when I hit that 500th subscriber, I will be having a special live stream on my usual Saturday timing, and we'll be giving some stuff away. I'm still waiting for replies from all the. I've got requests out to different developers on teams if they want to put in something for the show to give away. So. So it looks like we're kind of like we have two teams that are racing, and then we have just enough to fill one full race, and then that other race is ending, and then hopefully we'll get another person in on this race. So Cosmic Piggy won that race. And for some reason, we're also seeing, in each race, we're seeing a few that do not finish, and I don't know why that is. but that could be a problem as well. Okay, hopefully we can get one more person in here. But thanks for dropping by. Yeah, earlier, right as this was starting, Aggie had pinged me back and said that he had to get back to me later because, this event was getting ready to start. So we'll see. I've got a couple other people from other games that had replied to me and donated stuff for the giveaway. So hopefully it'll be next week, but who knows? I just need those 2 extra subscribers. And people are dumping out. We're still in the same situation. We dumped out. There's definitely, I don't know whether it's just due to the small amount of players or if it is the actual client. And Aggie dumped out. It's not giving me the button to join. Well, it looks like they must have got the other match going. Yeah, let's see if we can get one more race. It's over the time limit, but we can do one more race if we can fill up. Looks like iProto won that last race for them. And iBlast won another race. So not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, I don't know if I think he's going to cut it off now, but I won 2 races. Not bad at all. I think things are coming along. I need to possibly map a few more buttons on my controller. And I definitely think a controller is needed for this game. I don't think you're going to go anywhere and do anything. You're going to be. Um, Let me just say it this way. I think you're going to be frustrated if you try to race with your keyboard. That's the best way to put it. So, because when it originally came out, before one of the devs had said use that program. If you're not using it, this is what it's called, Joy to Key. It's an older program, but what it does is it maps keyboard functions to your controller, and I got that up and running. Okay, so I'm going to bail here. So what I did was Aggie had said he suggests using 4-man racing instead of the 6. So I bailed out and created a 4 and then came back in, and now it's still a 6. So I don't know. I think they need to take another pass on the matchmaking client. See what's going on. See, Aggie posted a screenshot, and it's showing that 6 slot open. And okay, we get a last race in here. And I was not showing the 6 slot open. Okay. And I had been waiting so long that my controller shut off, so I had to turn it back on. I pushed ready. Okay, here we go. Here we go, one last race. Let's see how this goes. Everybody's using their blast at the very beginning, which I don't necessarily know what that blast does, so we'll see. I'm getting passed up. I do not have a rocket launcher equipped, so this is still, yeah. For some reason, when my joystick came back online, it's not working as well. Like I said, I will be very glad when they get their joystick support in game, and you don't have to use a third party. I think that's a requirement for a racing game. I don't think you can bring a racing game online and say, hey, use your keyboard. And it didn't even show. I guess I came in 6th. I guess I came in last. Yeah. Okay, I think he's going to call it a day for this live stream. But thanks for dropping by. Overall, I think everything's going well. I think they need to make a pass on kind of balancing the weapons. Um, I mean, it's going to be very hard. It looks like I have, I've got 3 coins now, and I don't necessarily know how I got those because I did win 2 races, but I had been shot and got, blasted out of all my coins. So my takeaway from this live stream is the fact that it's going to be very difficult to win any colony off these races until you get very good at it and you have good controllers set up. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes from then on. I'm just taking a look at Discord and see what they're doing. Looks like Eye Blast got that last pack off of winning. Looks like Aggie's been doing pretty good. But once again, I'm guilty of not having played this a whole lot. And I'm sure, once again, just like any game, once you start playing it a little bit more, you'll get better at it. Okay, we're about 10 minutes after the hour. So thanks for joining me. I appreciate you stopping and joining the live stream, which is really a pop-up at this point in time. But I wanted to go ahead and feature this as Aggie had the special event going on. So check out my videos later on this week. Like I said, hopefully if I go over 500 subscribers, my live stream next Saturday will have a bunch of giveaways on it. So this has been BronzeDrag0n saying hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy, and I will see you on the flip side.